So I watched this video yesterday, and I've been really disturbed since since I watched that video. So it's about this 5-year-old Palestinian girl who was assassinated in Gaza by some of the Israeli soldiers. And yeah, let's watch it and then.
Why did this film break the record for the longest standing ovation at nearly 24 minutes? And who is it about? The film, The Voice of Hind Rajab, premiered at the Venice Film Festival on Wednesday. It tells the story of Hind Rajab, the 5-year-old Palestinian child who became a symbol of Israel's atrocities in Gaza. Her story began on January 29th, 2024, when Israel's military told residents of Gaza City to evacuate immediately. So Hind's family got in a car and began to drive north. But a few hundred meters later, they stopped. Hind's 15-year-old cousin Leanne called her uncle to tell him they were surrounded and Israel's army had opened fire on the car, killing everyone inside apart from her and Hind. The Palestinian Red Crescent Society, or PRCS, made contact with Leanne that afternoon.
الو مرحبا.
بعدين بتدخل علينا الدبابة جنبي.
انتوا متخبيين؟
في السيارة احنا ضمنين الدبابة.
انتوا جوا السيارة؟ الو الو
62 gunshots could be heard over just 6 seconds as Leanne screamed for her life and the call ended in just under a minute. The PRCS called back immediately and Hind picked up.
ميتين؟ وهم هلأ معك بالسيارة؟ هي جاية عليكي من قدام السيارة الدبابة؟ قريب كتير؟ كتير وعم تمشي؟ طيب ما بدنا نخاف؟ لأنك معي أنا معك يا عمري.
The Red Crescent got permission from Israel's defense ministry to send an ambulance to try rescue Hind, but as the ambulance turned onto Hind Street, explosions were heard and the line dropped. The paramedics were no longer responding. Hind was still on the call, alone and surrounded by the dead bodies of her family members. It was beginning to get dark. The Red Crescent had gotten her mother on the phone. They all did what they could to get her to keep talking, but she began to fall silent for long periods of time. When they asked why she wasn't speaking, she said, "Every time I talk, blood comes out of my mouth and makes my clothes dirty, and I don't want my mum to have to clean it." They told her to stay in the
Oh man. I'm just thinking of like what would have gone through her mind, before she got killed, when she was all alone and just 5-year-old, right? Like she would have been really, really scared. First of all, seeing seeing all of your family members dead and lying next to you, lifeless itself is such a traumatic thing. On top of that, this is sheesh.
car where they could find her, and that if night comes and they still haven't arrived, she should close her eyes so she doesn't see the tanks.
حبيبتي والله لو بإيدي لأذيكي.
The call broke off shortly after. They tried to call again and again, but no one answered. No one could reach the area for nearly 2 weeks. Once they did, they saw the Red Crescent ambulance that had come to try rescue her was a burned out shell, with almost nothing remaining of the paramedics' bodies. Further up the street, the door and parts of the hood from Hind's car had been torn off. The windows were blown out and it was covered in bullet holes. A total of 335 bullets had been fired at the car. car. The body of Hind's uncle was still dangling from the driver's seat. The car smelled of decomposing corpses from the dead bodies of the 5 children piled together in the back seat. The family was buried together outside Al Shifa Hospital, and their murder became a rallying cry for activists around the world. Students raised awareness about Hind on university campuses worldwide, and the Hind Rajab Foundation was set up to prosecute Israeli soldiers accused of war crimes internationally. When Tunisian filmmaker Kauthar Ben Hania heard the audio recording of Hind, she decided to drop everything and make the film, saying, "I cannot accept a world where a child calls for help and no one comes." She got the full 70-minute audio from the Red Crescent and testimonies from Hind's mother and others who had been over the phone, reconstructing the story. Once it was underway, names like Brad Pitt, Joaquin Phoenix, Rooney Mara, Jonathan Glazer, and Alfonso Cuarón signed on as executive producers. It was then nominated for the Golden Lion, the highest prize given to films at the Venice Film Festival, to mark important contributions to cinema. In a time where people are constantly exposed to short bursts of violence and suffering online, Ben Hania focused on the retelling of violence through Hind's voice rather than video. In this way, she said, cinema can preserve a memory and cinema can resist amnesia. The movie, a simple story about a child being trapped alone and no one coming to rescue her, may do exactly that. Why did this film
I mean, I don't have I don't know what to say. 24 minutes standing ovation at Venice Film Festival. 24 minutes is so long. It's almost half an hour. I don't think any movie has gotten that kind of standing ovation in the past. Like half an hour of standing ovation, I don't know. And it's sad that I got to know about this only because of this reel, and it's like 2 days back. I think there was this article about this Venice Film Festival winning this thing. That's when I came to know, and I think yesterday I watched this video. I mean, what kind of like the level of evil, right? That humans are capable of. Like, what kind of a sick motherfucker would like shoots at a 5-year-old helpless child, huh? These are like demons. Damn. I think they even found out the names of the soldiers who did this. I saw the news article. Anyway. First criminal complaint in Portugal against Israeli soldier. No, not this. Somewhere I saw. Let's see this video.
Real life insurance really helped us when Isaac's mum passed away. We received her full cover amount paid directly. I'm so grateful.
We're going to stick more or less on Gaza with our next story here. We want to continue to follow up with the work the Hind Rajab Foundation has been doing to hold war criminals accountable. And we are very honored to be joined by Diab Abu Jaja, who is a Belgian-Lebanese political activist, teacher, writer, and co-founder and president of the Hind Rajab Foundation. And
so this happened more than a year ago, right?
His parent organization, the March 30th movement. Diab, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
It's an honor to have you here, and the work you all have been doing has been very important from our point of view. I was hoping you could just start by telling us about the case you all filed at the ICC in early May that I think bears very directly on the namesake for the foundation, Hind Rajab, and those who are responsible for her death.
Yes. Well, as you know, our foundation has been called after the martyr Hind Rajab, the 5-year-old girl who was slaughtered together with her family under the sight of the whole world um, in a car by an Israeli tank. And not only Hind was a victim together with her family, but also the ambulance workers who were sent to save her. And the most important thing is that this all happened in live streaming, basically, because everyone was aware that Hind was still alive in the car. I'm sure you all remember that day, and we were waiting, and everybody was asking, "What about the girl? Is she now saved? Is she not saved?" And so, and despite all that, Hind was killed by the Israeli army. So for us, this was a very symbolic event, and we chose the name of Hind Rajab for our foundation because we believe that it symbolizes many things. First of all, it symbolizes the innocence of the victims, which is something that is very common with all the other children, but also all the other civilian victims in Gaza. It symbolizes the impunity with which the Israelis are acting, because despite the fact that it was a child, despite the fact that the whole world was aware of what was going on, despite the fact that an ambulance was dispatched, the Israelis killed Hind and killed the ambulance workers. So this shows the error.
And God knows how many other children were killed like this, right? Like, on the one hand, they don't allow independent media to get into Gaza, and all these spokespersons who come on Piers Morgan and other podcasts, they claim no, they don't target civilians, they never kill children and this and that. But there's no way to verify all of that, I guess. Like, this is one case that 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 we all like know because of so many things, like because of the movie that got made, and because of and I read like Macklemore did a song on to about Hind Rajab, and so there could be many other countless children who probably killed in the same manner, but that we don't know,
Arrogance and the bloodlust of this genocidal endeavor. So therefore, we chose our name based on this, and obviously this case particularly is very important for us. So we started researching the circumstances of this case, and after a year of research, we were able of identifying the responsible brigade and battalion and platoon responsible for this crime. So beginning of this month, we filed a case on the day of Hind's birthday, when she was supposed to turn 7. That was a symbolic moment for us. So we filed a case against the commander of the brigade, Beni Aharon, at the ICC. But this is not the end of it. This is just the start of it.
That's the guy, Beni Aharon, I think. He's the guy who they say killed Hind Rajab.
And we will keep working on filing cases against all the involved officers and soldiers in this crime.
I think what you all are doing is so incredibly important. There's obviously so many crimes that the Israelis have committed. It's probably overwhelming. So I'm curious if you can walk us through, this is obviously one of the most high profile cases, what happened to Hind Rajab, because we have the audio recording of her asking for help, and it really took the world by storm. But can you talk a little bit about other cases where you've been able to, find the identities of officers and file lawsuits as well?
Right. Well, we work on several levels in these cases. I think the main thing, the main characteristics or characteristic of what we do is called what we call offensive litigation. So we are not about defense, which is also necessary sometimes, but we want to go after the responsibles, and not only the big guys, not only the politicians, but especially the rank and file. And
I just thought they would like show the face of the guy. It was what was it, Benny Aharon, right? Or something like that. So this is a guy. I don't know, like what kind of demons these guys are like. See, don't they have like kids? Don't they have sons or daughters? And like, look at the face of this kid. Like, how what kind of a heartless demon would kill would shoot at a 5-year-old? I Look at the innocence on her face. I- And if you have if you can do that, if you can convince yourself to shoot at a 5-year-old like that, and I'm pretty sure you must have done that like to other 5-year-olds. Probably not the first time, isn't it? Sick motherfuckers. These sick motherfuckers. How do they eat? How do they go to sleep? Right? These are all like either brainwashed, sick motherfuckers, or entitled, you know. Uh, I don't think there's no words in the English language to describe these filthy beings. Hmm? What can I say?